Wednesday, October 13th. I had a dream, but I only remember parts of it. It was about work, my old job, and what I remember is we used to have a camp. I don't know if they still do, but it was a summer camp, like an intensive summer camp for kids. And we'd have like groups, like coping skills, cohort, anger management, or social skills. And we would put them in groups based on their age. And there was a part of it where we would give out snacks. And so in my dream, it's like the kitchen. It's like the kitchen of one of the schools, but it was a school I don't remember. It was a new school. And there was just rows, like not rows, but there was like this row, one row. And when you put the tables, the long tables together, and then the clinicians were on one side standing, and it looked like they were getting the snacks ready, but usually it's only like 2 people who work on it. But in my dream, there's like this row of clinicians, and they have like their big baskets or bundles of snacks ready. And my dream, it just seemed familiar. And then I see my old boss, my program manager, and she's cooking. She's cooking a soup in this big pot. But there's a part of her soup that's not cooked yet. It's like it needs to be cooked at a separate time, like separately, because the soup was already cooked, but then it got thrown in prematurely, almost like it's still raw. It was a bundle of pasta, like bundles of pasta, but it was hard. It wasn't cooked, but the rest of the soup was already cooked. And I think I'm bringing it to her attention. But then she said something, she's like, no, the way it's cooked is different, or something like that. Or like it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. That was interesting though. But before that, before I looked at her soup, it was a potluck. There were a lot of other meals, plates. Not that they're being presented, but they're I don't remember. I don't. But I know before I saw her pot, there were a lot of other people, also clinicians. I think they were also clinicians. But they each had different foods. So it seemed like it was a potluck. I don't know what for. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the rest. So I woke up and then I wanted to meditate in bed just because my arms are hurting. I woke up with my arms hurting. So I just wanted to like lay them out. So I put meditation music on. And it was cute because so I couldn't really see like the waves, but I saw light. And it was like this, I mean, it took a while, right? It took a while, and then there was this like, it was a blue light. I hadn't seen the blue light in a long time. And so it's like this little sparkly little blue light. And it's not like a circular disc like people say, like to imagine. It's not at all like that. It's like this like splatter of blue, like a bright, let's see, can I show you? It's like that blue. It's like this blue. Like this blue. I don't know if it called. Like this blue. And it was oh, let's put you here. So it was that blue, and it just kind of popped up in the middle. And not circular completely like a disc, but just like a like a little splatter. And then it started moving up. That's it. And it would do it again. It would like a splatter of blue. And then, or it would just kind of appear, and then it'd move up, and then it disappear. And then again, the little splatter of blue, and then it would move up. So that was cute because, I mean, everything's in the dark. So I didn't turn on the light. I was late. I was just waking up. Oh, but it was that blue, like that color blue. And or brighter, yeah, like that, brighter, and it would just show up, and then it'd move up. I was like, oh, I haven't seen that blue in a while. So it was like a brighter blue. And then it turned to purple. There was like the last couple ones were purple, and then it moved up. So no waves. When I was trying to like still meditate, you know, I mean, there's a process of where like my thoughts kind of come in and memories come in, and then I'm seeing the color, and then like there's a break, and then other memories come in. So there was like this image that came up, and it was I'm walking, and I walked this street before because I had to park my car there off of Folsom, going higher up, it's like south maybe, yeah, south, further south on Folsom, on the other side of Cesar Chavez. And so it's like there's like, it goes up on the hill, and I've parked there before, and I've parked in between like driveways, and one of them was on the corner. And I remember thinking, that's so interesting. There's garages on the corner, and then the corner itself was like lower so that the cars could climb onto the sidewalk to get into their parking, the garage. Because I stayed at the car long enough to see where the cars drive out. I just remember being so tickled by the fact that it was going over the sidewalk. So I'm there and I'm walking up, like where my car was parked. So, and there's a car that just kind of crosses me, and it's going up on the sidewalk, and it just crosses me, and I just remember thinking, oh, there's a car that's crossing me, and it's going into, I mean, it was going to go into its garage, but just the fact that it was like it's, I'm standing in front and I'm walking, and then it's just right in front of me, and I wasn't scared. It was more like, oh, like just crossing right in front of me. That's never happened, so I knew it was an image that I hadn't had before. So that was interesting that I just saw that while I was meditating. Yeah, that was really it. And then I just started thinking about, I connected with this person that I met, hopefully a friend. This person that I met at the laundromat, and she reached out, and we've been reaching like back and forth slowly, but she's been busy working. She's stressed, and then I asked her about her daughter. So her daughter has an IEP. So I've like gotten things figured out. She's like, no, and the teacher who she felt like really supported her isn't there anymore. So she's like, I don't feel like I have support. So I was just like, let me know if you want me to go with you. You know my work schedule. I had given her my work schedule. I'm like, you know what my hours are in terms of me working. So if it's on the days that I'm available, you know, I don't mind going with you to provide you with support. Because it can be really scary, you know? And I said, just let me know. I can look, if you want, I can look over the documents too and just kind of see. And, you know, just to make sure that, you know, that they're doing the best that they can. And they reminded me I needed to text her today to make sure she asked for an interpreter. And reminding her that she can give them time frames too, if it's out of her, like, you know, to not bend over backwards for them, but have them meet her where she's at too. If, you know, because she was talking about work and how it was challenging because they hadn't gotten the bus stuff set up, and they're having to like really go out of their way because her daughter has special needs. So I guess she has to go to a separate school. Sometimes that happens depending on where the program is. And so the kids will get bused. But she's saying, she's like, the bus hasn't started, and they're running into trouble with work because of having to go drop them off themselves. And so it's a little stressful for them right now because it's farther away from where they live. Oh, excuse me, but I was happy to connect with her yesterday. We were just talking, and she's asking me how I'm liking it here, and she's really nice. I like her. We'll see. That was nice to connect with someone else, you know, in the city. Guess that's it. I'm gonna get ready and try to finish some notes. As I'm trying, I decided to make a change in how often I'm posting. I'm gonna just do like every other day, like every other day, not every day, just for my own sanity. I'm not feeling so stressed out, like I gotta get all this stuff done. If I can, I can. And it's getting busier, so yeah. The morning messages from MJ they don't seem to resonate anymore, in the sense of like a lot of what she's saying, like, it already happened. Like, I already know. So I'm finding myself not wanting to listen to tarot anymore. For the simple fact that it's like potential energy, and that was another thing that I was thinking about this morning. Was like, okay, Yubi, don't get caught up with potential energy. What's in front of you? What's in front of you? And you know, when you listen to tarot reading, as helpful as it is, right? When you don't know how to listen to yourself, and there's still fear of trusting your intuition, it provides guidance, right? It provides guidance as to things to be aware of, right? Potentially things to be aware of, patterns within yourself of possible behaviors that are coming out into your connections with other people. And so there's this element of like an awareness, but then there's this element also of potential energy. And I don't want to get stuck at potential energy. And so potential energy, I was explaining to someone in therapy, like potential energy is about the future. Potential future, right? Assuming that, you know, there's an element of hope in that process of like, oh, I hope they do this, or I hope, but still it's about someone else, right? Putting this sense of happiness, of hope, that if this person does a certain task, it'll make you feel better, right? And it's kind of turning me off almost. Where I'm just like, I don't feel the need to listen. Maybe, you know, like I was surprised. Like I was like, I don't feel the need anymore to really listen. I mean, if it seems interesting, but then I lose interest. Like I'm not like hyper focused on it anymore. Like it's and not even hyper. I mean, I went from one extreme to like being hyper focused, but then, you know, and then listening to too many people, and then tailoring it to a few, and now it's like the only person I really listen to is MJ in the morning. Like that's like still consistent for me, because sometimes she incorporates more of like astrology with her readings and the changes in what's going on and the possible impact, and then there's a range where it's not just like a love reading, it's like whatever comes out, right? And then she does like groups, pods, like the element readings, and then for whoever. So I just like her style. There's more variety, so there's more possibilities for me to learn something. Whereas some of the other people, it really is more love. Like it's like, oh, you and your this other person. So I'm just like, man, I'm like, yeah, there's no one in front of me, and there isn't really something where I'm like, oh, I'm seeking it. No, I'm really just enjoying the moment. I'm really just enjoying being present, and you know, whatever unfolds in front of me, that's what I'm gonna focus on. And I'm finding more joy in that piece of it, of just being with myself and unfold, like seeing how things unfold, and then creating these little adventures for myself, that I'm not wanting to really get stuck on potential energy anymore, because I really don't care. It's like, if it unfolds, right? Whatever is in front of me will unfold. Whatever crosses my path, like that car, it's like, oh, okay, that's what I'll focus on, right? It's not this hoping or wishing for something to happen, because I know that whatever is being placed on my path is for my highest good. And so if I'm just living life with that expectation, almost, of like, that things are gonna align, it's just always going to align for me, then things will. And then if there's like a road bump, I'll be like, I've dealt with worse. It's no longer a boulder, it's just a little pebble. So I'm enjoying how I'm looking at life in that way now. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So